Ohayou gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Rounds Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. The commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with the NPB, the Pacific League, Central League, or their sponsors. We're giving English reports on the game being played and hope that English-speaking fans around the world can enjoy the games on YouTube and Twitch along with us. Today, we're going to be calling the game between the Hiroshima Toyo Carp and the Chiba Lotte Marines. The Hiroshima Toyo Carp are visiting Chiba. This is the second game of the mini-series in Chiba, and we are going to be giving you the call tonight. Next week, obviously, on Friday is when the season opens, and we'll be on the call every single night for the games, and so hopefully you can be here with us to get a chance to listen in. And we've got Kenny Weaver in the house, and we welcome you, Kenny. Thank you for being here. So we're first off going to bring you the starting lineups for the Hiroshima Toyo Carp. Leading off and playing second base, wearing number 33, is Ryosuke Kikuchi. Batting second in center field, wearing number 63, is Ryoma Nishikawa. Batting third and playing shortstop is wearing number 51 is Kaito Kozono. In the cleanup spot, wearing number 55 is Ryutse Matsuya. In the 5 spot, playing third base, wearing number 31 is Shogo Sakakura. Batting sixth and doing the catching, wearing number 27 is Tsubasa Aizawa. Batting seventh in left field, wearing number 52 is Shota Sakane. Batting eighth and playing first base, wearing number 44 is Koda Hayashi. And batting ninth in right field, wearing number 50 is Kento Nakamura. And they're going to face the right-handed slants of Ayuma Ishikawa, the right-hander for the Chiba Lotte Marines. And now we'll bring you the starting lineup for the Chiba Lotte Marines. Leading off and playing in center field, wearing number 38 is Akito Takabe. Batting second in left field, wearing number 25 is Hiromi Oka. Batting third and playing second base, wearing number 8 is Shogo Nakamura, and he wears the C on his chest, indicating he is the captain. In the cleanup spot and in right field, wearing number 79 is Leonis Martin. Batting fifth and doing the designated hitting, wearing number 54 is Brandon Laird. Batting sixth and playing first base, wearing number 51 is Koki Yamaguchi. In the seventh spot, doing the catching tonight, wearing number 2 is Ko Matsukawa. Batting eighth and playing shortstop is number 4, Yudai Fujioka. And batting ninth, the third baseman wearing 00 is Raito Ikeda. And the right-hander for Chiba for the Chiba Lotte Marines, Ishikawa is completing his warm-up tosses. The Chiba Lotte Marines are going to be facing a lefty tonight in Hiroki Takota as he takes to the bump for the Hiroshima Carp. So Ishikawa has just thrown his last tune-up toss, and the catcher for the Chiba Lotte Marines, Matsukawa, has thrown the ball down to second, firing it around the infield, and we're ready to get this one underway. It's a beautiful day in Chiba. It's 65 degrees. Not a full house. Obviously, the exhibition season is just cleaning up. The regular season for the NPB opens up a week Friday, and we will be on the call for all the action starting next weekend, or a week from this weekend. So here comes the leadoff hitter for Hiroshima leading it off. Kikuchi is only hitting a 207 in the exhibition season, and the first pitch from the right-hander Ishikawa is taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. You see, Kikuchi has been a long-time shortstop. A couple of seasons ago, he was connected with the New York Mets to come to Major League Baseball, and here's the pitch from Ishikawa. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. He was connected to come to the New York Mets. There was a lot of interest in his tools and ability, but they couldn't get anything done. And to be quite frank, he probably would have been underwhelming at the plate in the major leagues. Here's a fastball that swung on and fouled straight back. But certainly the Mets were looking at him more for his defense than for his offense. And so 1 ball and 2 strikes as it stands to Kikuchi. It's a beautiful day. It's 65 degrees Fahrenheit. The sun, it's a high sky, and the sun is quite bright. A lot of the players are wearing eye black underneath their eyes. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and Kikuchi stands there like the house by the side of the road and watches that one go by for out number 1 here in the top of the first inning. And so Ishikawa delivered the pitch, had a little bit of backdoor run on it as it caught the outside corner. I could see Kikuchi not being in midseason form. And watching that pitch go by as he comes back to the bench, he reports to his teammates exactly what he saw. The pitch had a lot of nice backdoor run on it. That brings up the center fielder, Ryoma Nishikawa. Nishikawa is batting from the left side. And here's the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is quickly 1-0. For Nishikawa, during the preseason, he's hitting .348. He's got no homers and 2 RBIs. Right-hander against the left-hander. Ishikawa ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken on the inside corner for a called strike. And the count evens up to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Ishikawa working from the stretch with nobody on base. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball. It's a check swing by Nishikawa, and he fouls it off just over by the third base dugout. Last pitch, it looked like it was either a changeup or a breaking ball. I'm going to have to look a little closer. It didn't quite have the breaking ball spin. It had a lot of 12-6 movement on it, so the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nishikawa. Nishikawa facing Ishikawa, and there is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 2-2. That looked like a split finger pitch. We've got 2-2 on Nishikawa. As we said, it's a beautiful day for baseball in Chiba. The sun beating down on the players. It's still a very temperate temperature for baseball. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now runs full to Nishikawa. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ishikawa against Nishikawa. There's only 1 consonant that's missing off of the name of Ishikawa. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses off the inside corner. And Ryoma Nishikawa draws himself a 1-out walk, and he is aboard here in the first inning. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Kaito Kazano. So Kazano is striding to the plate. And the runner, Nishikawa, takes his position down at first base. There's not a lot of imports in the Hiroshima lineup this year offensively. Right now, Ryan McBroom is the only one on the roster. He was, of course, with the Kansas City Royals last season. So Kazano steps to the plate, hitting .318 in the exhibition season with no homers and 1 run batted in. He hits from the left side with his hands extended. Here's the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. The base runner is Nishikawa at first base. He himself the walk here with 1. Nishikawa flips it over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner. Nishikawa last season had only 3 stolen bases. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into a left center field. Moving over to his left is the left fielder, Oka. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Kazano for the 2nd out of the inning. And that's going to leave it all up to Ryuhei Matsuyama. Defensively tonight for the Chiba Lotte Marines, from left to right, Oka has got the start and left. The center fielder is Akito Takabe, and in right field it is Leonis Martin. Around the horn from first to third, you've got Koki Yamaguchi at first. The second baseman is Shogo Nakamura. The shortstop is Yudai Fujioka. The third baseman is Raito Ikeda. Of course, behind the plate is Ko Matsukawa. On the hill is the right-hander Ishikawa. Ishikawa delivers a first pitch breaking ball to Matsuyama that misses low, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Nishikawa gets the sign from his catcher, Matsukawa. He's ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses just low, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Matsuyama. Matsuyama's only 4 for 8 in the exhibition season. He's got a homer and a couple RBIs. We've got Big Ray in the house tonight. Thanks for stopping in, Big Ray. And there's a fastball swung on. It's tapped back to the pitcher. Ishikawa fields it, flips it over to first, and that is going to retire. Matsuyama goes down as a ground out. 1-3 to end the inning. So we are through the first half, or the top half of the first inning. And the score is Hiroshima 0 and Chiba coming to bat. We had no runs, no hits, no errors, and one runner left aboard for the Carp. We'll be back in just a couple moments, everybody. Glad you could jump in and stick it out with us. This is Exhibition Baseball from the NPB. We're glad you can be here with us. We'll be right back after this little message. Would you like to support Last Drafts Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan. But we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Drafts Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did. Welcome back, everybody. We're cruising to the bottom of the first inning, and the left-hander for the Hiroshima Toyo Carp is taking the mound, and that is Hiroki Takota. He's going to be getting the nod today for the Carp, and we're ready to get this one back underway as he's completed his warm-up tosses. Last season for the Hiroshima Toyo Carp, Takota had appeared in 16 ball games. And he had a 5-4 record with a 3.19 ERA. He's going to be 27 years old. Lefty goes into motion. He kicks and delivers. And the first pitch is a breaking ball taken by Takabe for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and one strike. Left-hander against the left-hander. Takota goes back to work. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded foul over on the first base side. And the count now is no balls and two strikes. Cabby is hitting .436 in the exhibition season. He's got no homers and 3 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Takota. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-2. Interesting to see how the lefty goes back to work. He really has some good tempo and pace. I will say this about the Japanese pitchers. They really work at a good rate. And there is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted foul over on the third base side. Racing over is the third baseman, Sakakura, but he's going to watch it reach the seats. And it's going to keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on the hitter. Big Ray says he just got done watching Indiana beat Wyoming to become the 12 seed. Watching some college basketball. And there is a fastball that swung on. It's grounded over to the second baseman, Kikuchi. He fields it neatly. He flips it over to first. And Takabe is going to be retired on a ground out, 6-3 for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. It is that time of the season. March Madness is getting itself underway. There were 2 games tonight. I didn't check in on the other game. I think it was Rutgers Notre Dame, if I'm not mistaken, was the other play-in game, but I can't remember. In the North American side, there's a first pitch fastball delivered to Oka, and that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Dakota back to work, and there's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-0. Just before we came on to the airwaves tonight, we saw that the New York Yankees have re-signed Anthony Rizzo. I didn't get the terms or the length of the contract. So it looks like that is 1 less landing spot for Freddie Freeman. There's a fastball from Dakota that is swung on and missed, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Oka will be followed by the second baseman, Shogo Nakamura. There's a fastball from Dakota that misses off the inside corner, and the count goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. And Dakota back to work. He kicks and delivers, and that is ball 4. So both teams' second batters of the first inning reach base via the base on balls as Hiromi Oka picks up a walk. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Shogo Nakamura. For Nakamura, last season was a productive year for the captain. We say the captain because he always wears that C on the jersey. Last season, he appeared in 143 games for the Chiba Lotte Marine. And in the preseason this year, he's only batting 120 with a homer and 2 RBIs, but he is a very dangerous player at the plate. Here's the first pitch from Dakota. It is swung on. It's grounded hard over to third. It's fielded by the third baseman, Sakakura over to second for 1, back to first, and that's going to be in time for double play. So Nakamura grounds into a 5-4-3 double play to end the inning, and that is going to do it for Chiba. So for Chiba, in their half of the first inning, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 1 complete in Chiba. It is the Marines nothing, the Carp nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the top of the first inning. We're glad you guys could be with us. We're not in mid-season form yet, but that is going to have to happen come next week when we're doing this all for real. Hold tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. We're skipping along to the top of the second inning as the right-hander for Chiba, it is Yuma Ishikawa completes his warm-up tosses. It is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters coming up to bat for the Carp. That means it's going to be Shogo Sakakura, who started that inning-ending double play the last inning for the Carp. It's going to be Tsubasa Aizawa and the left fielder Shota Tsukane. So we've got 5, 6, and 7 in the order. For Sakakura, he's hitting .308 in the exhibition season. He's got no homers and 3 RBIs. He bats from the left side. Right-hander against the left-hander. Ishikawa gets the sign from his catcher, Matsukawa. And here's the first pitch. It is a fastball taken down at the knees for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. One thing I noticed about Ishikawa, he's not overpowering. He's been able to locate his pitches tonight. Here's the second pitch to the batter. It is a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count is now quickly 0-2. He was fairly efficient in his first inning work. So like father, like son is in the house. He wants to know, is Edney Hechevarria in the lineup? There's the 0-2 pitch, and there is a split finger pitch that misses down and away, and the count now runs 1-2. The only American players in the lineup, or I should say that's North American or Latin American players in the lineup tonight are for the Marines are Leonis Martin gets the start in right, and Brandon Laird is the designated hitter. There's a fastball swung on. It is popped up over on the left side of the infield. Camping out underneath it is the third baseman for Chiba, and it is going to be Ikeda who makes the catch. That's Raito Ikeda, and that retires Sakakura for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Tsubasa Aizawa. We got Big D in the house as well tonight. Thanks for stopping in, Big D. So Aizawa steps in at the plate, and the first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. And it looks like we've got Ryan in the house tonight. Welcome, Ryan. Thanks for joining us. We're here in the top of the second inning. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Ishikawa. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And the count to Aizawa goes even at 1-1. Ishikawa, the right-hander, holds the ball at the belt as he works from the stretch with nobody on. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's slowly grounded to short. It's neatly fielded by Fujioka. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Aizawa for the second out of the inning. That's going to go down in the books as a 6-3 ground out for out number 2. That's going to leave it all up to the left fielder, Shota Sakane. Sakane tonight getting the nod in left field. He is batting in the 7 spot. He stands in on the right side. So right-hander against the right-hander, and Ishikawa kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses way upstairs. And the count is 1-0. For Sakane, he's not had a great spring. He's hitting a .174 with a homer and 5 RBIs. He's just shy of 50 trips to the plate. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is 1-1. There's going to be a big hole in the Carp lineup this year as Seiya Suzuki is Major League Baseball bound. And there is a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second. Nakamura has to range to his right. He fields it on the backhand. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Sakune. That's a very quick inning. It goes down as a ground out, 4-3 for out number 3. And so we're now through an inning and a half in Chiba. It is a 0-0 score. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard for the Carp. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with the call. The bottom of the second inning, we're glad you're with us for some exhibition baseball from the NPB. It all gets going a week from Friday for real. Hopefully you can join us for all of those calls this season as well. We'll be right back, everybody, after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the second inning. It's going to be the heart of the Chiba batting order coming up to face the left-hander Dakota, and that means we're going to see Leonis Martin, Brandon Laird, and Koki Yamaguchi. Of course, the 2 players in the Chiba lineup tonight that are the international players are Martin and Laird. Leonis Martin had spent a number of seasons in Major League Baseball. Of course, the Texas Rangers, Seattle Mariners. He was with Detroit, Cleveland, and others. But he's found a home in Chiba, the Cuban-born player. He's not played a lot this spring, but he has done well when he's played. He is 6 for 9 at the plate in the spring training. He's batting .667 with no homers and 5 runs batted in. But he'll be ready to go for the season. And here's the lefty-lefty matchup. The first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Martin. Got a chance last year to watch Leonis Martin. I saw him a lot in Seattle a number of years ago, and of course in Detroit. And there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. And I can see why a lot of teams, especially at the big league level, were excited about Leonis Martin, because he's a toolsy player and he does some really exciting things. And then at the same time, in Major League Baseball, he would do some kind of crazy things. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it's a fastball down in the dirt. Good block by the catcher, Aizawa. But last year, one of the most heads-up plays that I saw, Martin, I believe they were playing the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, and it was a pop-up just behind second base. And he was the runner at third. And it was a very windy day, and there was a fastball swung on and missed. Martin goes down on strikes for out number 1. But just to finish with Leonys Martin, there was a pop-up just behind second. And the second baseman for the Tohoku Rocket Golden Eagles had to go back on the ball. He had made the catch, but he had fallen down. And Martin had tagged, and he scored from just behind, just on the grass behind second base on a sacrifice fly. It was pretty impressive. He was able to come around and to score. But that is Leonys Martin. He can do some very headsy things, and then there's other stuff. So that brings up the designated hitter tonight, Brandon Laird. He's batting .235 here in the exhibition season with a homer and 4 RBIs. The first pitch is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Laird, an important bat here in the Chiba lineup. Of course, he's had a great career. He had 29 homers and 95 runs batted in last year since moving to the NPB. And there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to first. It's fielded by the first baseman, Hayashi, and he's going to take it himself. He's going to retire Laird for the second out of the inning. It goes as a ground out to first base. So 2 up and 2 away. It's going to leave it up to the first baseman, Koki Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi getting the nod at first base today. Right-handed batter. Batting .139 in the exhibition season with a homer and a couple RBIs. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. That was 117 kilometers an hour, which was about 63 miles an hour, if my math is correct. There's another breaking ball that drops in, and it's taken for a called strike, and the count is now quickly 0-2. So 0-2 to Yamaguchi. Dakota back to work. He fires a fastball. It's in the dirt. It's nicely blocked by the catcher, Aizawa. And that's going to make the count 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Should Yamaguchi find his way on base, he'll be followed by Ko Matsukawa, who's waiting his turn on deck. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. And it is a fastball swung on and fouled away over on the first base side, and the count remains at 1-2. It was a pretty effective first inning for the lefty Dakota. He only threw 11 pitches. He's been very economical so far in this inning and 2/3 of work. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-2. So lefty against the lefty. Dakota back to work, and he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to third, and it leaks right through the third baseman, Sakakura, and that's going to go down definitely as an E5. He got it on an in-between hop. It stayed down and got underneath his glove into left field. And he is aboard with a E5 charge to the third baseman, Sakakura. And that is going to bring up the catcher, Ko Matsukawa. So a little bit of shoddy defense or preseason defense. So standing in on the right side is the catcher, Matsukawa, and he takes a first pitch fastball upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0. In the exhibition season, Matsukawa is 3 for 16. He's got no homers or RBIs. He's batting .188. Left-hander against the right-hander. Koda holds at the belt. He checks the runner at first. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball. There goes the runner down to second. It's thrown down to second, and it is not close and not in time. And stealing the base easily is Yamaguchi. He's moved himself into scoring position. There's nothing worse than when you have lefties that can't hold runners. And I got to say, really, Dakota, I wouldn't blame the catcher on that one. It was a very difficult play. The pitcher, Dakota, looked very uncomfortable with the runner on first base. We haven't seen if he's got an A move or anything else, but he looked very, very uncomfortable with the base runner there. And there is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. I remember a number of years ago, there was a local kid from my area where I grew up. He was in the New York Yankees organization. He had pitched in the Detroit Catholic League, and he was a power lefty. Ended up getting drafted by the Yankees, spent some time in their organization, and then they had to send him to a psychologist, sports psychologist. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and that is going to draw a walk for the catcher, Matsukawa. So he's aboard with a 2-out walk, and that's going to put runners at first and second. What it ended up happening was the lefty steamrolled through his high school days and his summer ball days. He got into professional baseball, and he had a hard time pitching with runners on base. He wasn't used to it because he'd never pitched with runners on base. When you're that good at the high school level and you're striking out 14, 15 batters a game, and now all of a sudden you got runners on base, it's like you don't know how to pitch. So that can happen sometimes. So that brings up the shortstop, Yudai Fujioka. Fujioka is 3 for 22 in the exhibition season with a homer and an RBI. Lefty versus the lefty. Dakota checks the runner at second, holds the ball at the belt. He checks again. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. The Chiba Lotte Marines also have Edney Hechavarria on their roster. Hechavarria is the former big league shortstop who began his career in the Toronto Blue Jay organization. Of course, he spent time with the Marlins, the Rays, the Yankees, and other teams. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's a fastball swung on. This is hit into left field. It's down for a base hit. There's going to be a play at the plate. The left fielder, Sakuni, comes up firing. He throws to the plate, and it is going to be in time. They have nailed Yamaguchi at the plate. It's a fantastic play by the left fielder. And we had to challenge it, had to challenge the arm. Outstanding play by the left fielder, Shota Sakuni. Came up firing on a one-hop shot to the catcher, Aizawa, who applies the tag. And that is going to end the inning. So that is going to be a base hit for Fujioka. Goes into the books, and it is going to be a 7-2 putout to get Yamaguchi at the plate to end the second inning. So for the Chiba Lotte Marines in their half of the second, they had no runs on one hit. There were no errors and 2 runners left. We are now through 2 complete. It is the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing, the Hiroshima Carp nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the third inning. After this, we're glad you could be here with us for tonight's game. Are you into digital cards? Last Raps Baseball has you covered as we do daily Top Spunt Digital 21 card breaks. This new wave of collecting allows baseball fans to collect digital cards and compete against each other for prizes. Check out our daily breaks and send us a trade to Last Raps. Be sure to tell your friends. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the third inning. We'll be right back after this, and hope you can be here with us. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top half of the third inning. This game has got a pretty good pace to it. And it is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming to bat for Hiroshima in their half of the third inning. Fantastic play to end the bottom half of the second inning. Of course, base hit by Fujioka. And unfortunately for Yamaguchi, he got hosed at the plate. You have to do it. You got to challenge that arm of the left fielder, and you got to tip your hat to the left fielder for executing that play. Sakuni came up firing, be able to nail the runner at the plate. Had to be well executed. So here we go. We're back to the live action, and it is going to be Kota Hayashi stepping up to the plate. He's hitting .238 in the exhibition season. He's got no homers and a couple of runs batted in. Right-hander against the left-hander, and Ishikawa kicks and delivers. There is a changeup swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Pitch had a little bit of arm side run to it, too. Trailed away from the hitter. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul just behind home plate. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. So Hayashi here, and then it's going to be Nakamura and Kikuchi. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. And Hayashi stands there like the house by the side of the road and watches it go by for out number 1 here in the third inning. So 1 up and 1 away for the Carp, and that is going to bring up Kento Nakamura. I'm not sure what he was looking for. It was a fastball right underneath the hands on the inside corner. And I will say this, that the pitcher Ishikawa today has got some backside run on his pitch. A little arm side run, nice action. So here comes the pitch to the right fielder Nakamura. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Nakamura is 4 for 20 in the exhibition season. He's got no homers or RBIs. And there is a fastball that just misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike, Nakamura. It'll be the top of the order, Ryusuke Kikuchi, to follow. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul over on the third base side. And that's going to make the count now 1-2. Both of the pitchers have been very efficient today, throwing strikes, pounding the zone. So Ishikawa ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There is a split finger pitch that swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Comes the 1-2 pitch from Ishikawa. It's a fastball in on the hands, and it's fouled off, fought off nicely by Nakamura. The count goes or stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. I do like the way that Nakamura swings the bat. He's got a very, very compact swing. He's a young player. I like his lower half in particular. He's very, very quiet, unlike some Japanese hitters who really have a big step. And there is a fastball that catches the outside corner, and that's the second out of the inning that's going to go down via the strikeout. And via the strikeout looking, Nakamura is retired on strikes. That is going to be 2 away, and that's going to bring up the top of the order, Ryusuke Kikuchi, who did the same thing his first time up, went down looking on strikes. So I'm going to tell you that Ishikawa's got a little bit of extra something on his pitch today where the hitters are just locked up and freezing. It's the third time that a hitter has been called out on strikes by the home plate umpire. And there's the first pitch breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Kikuchi today is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. He's batting 200 in the exhibition season. He's 6 for 30. There is a split finger pitch that is waved at and missed, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Ishikawa gets the sign from his catcher. He comes set at the belt, kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's fouled straight back. I think he would want to have that pitch again, would Kikuchi. He was right on that pitch, just a little bit underneath. It was too good a pitch at 0-2 from the right-hander Ishikawa. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. It's a fastball upstairs. It swung on and missed. And Ishikawa strikes out the side here in the third inning, and he makes it look easy doing it. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom half of the third inning, and we are all knotted up at zeros. It is the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing, the Hiroshima Carp nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this. We're glad you could be here with us. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to be moving to the top or bottom half of the third inning, it is going to be the 9-1-2 hitters coming to bat for Chiba. But we'll be back after these little news and notes and tidbits after this to carry on with the bottom of the third. Welcome back, everybody. We want to thank you for joining us tonight and spending your Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning, wherever you're at in the world, with us. And batting to get things going here is the third baseman, Raito Ikeda. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike from the lefty Hiroki Takota, and the count is 0-1. Dakota got some defensive help to end the inning last inning, and there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to the shortstop, who is Kozono, who fields it. He throws to first, and Akita is retired. It goes as a ground out, 6-3 for out number 1. Let's bring up Akito Takabe. Last inning ended. It was a fantastic play by the left fielder, Shota Sakane, who with 2 on and 2 out came up throwing and fired a bullet one-hop shot to the plate to retire Koki Yamaguchi to end the inning. So that brings up the top of the order, Akito Takabe, and the first pitch is taken for a ball 1. Takabe is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to the shortstop his first time up, and there's a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As we mentioned before, it's going to be a opening day on the 25th of March, which is a week from Friday. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. We will be giving the call of the opening night. There's a fastball that is swung on. It is lifted into left center field. Moving back on it is the left fielder, Sakane. And he's going to reach up and make the catch. And Takabe gave it a ride. But that is going to retire Takabe for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to the left fielder, Hiromi Oka. So hopefully next week on Friday, you can join us when we're doing this for real. We are going to call some more exhibition games here in the coming days. We'll be looking at some different games, of course, and some of the different teams, and we're going to always try to call interleague games here as possible. There is a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike by Oka, and the count is quickly 0-1. There'll be no game tomorrow night as there's no games slated in the NPB, but we'll be back on our Thursday evening North American time or Friday in the Japanese League. There's a breaking ball that misses outside to Oka, and the count is 1-1. We are looking more than likely, and there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. It's going to be the Saitama Cebu Lions and the Tokyo Yakult Swallows. It'll be a Thursday in North America or Friday in Japan for the call of that game. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into deep right center field. Moving over underneath it is the right fielder Nakamura. He's got the room, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it here for the Marines into their half of the third inning. So not a lot of traffic on the base paths for either team. Outside of that second inning, there were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 3 complete. It's the Hiroshima Carp nothing and the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 4th inning. After this, we're glad you could be here with us for a great night of baseball. back, everybody. We're ready to get this one back underway. We're glad you could be here with us. It is going to be the top of the fourth inning, and it's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Hiroshima Toyo Carp. That means it's going to be Ryoma Nishikawa, Kaito Kazono, and Ryuhei Matsuyama to face the right-hander Ayuma Ishikawa. Ishikawa, of course, is just cruising along today, and he is been fairly efficient in his pitching. He's got 38 pitches through the first 3 innings of work, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. He's got 4 strikeouts, only 1 walk. The walk was to this hitter, which was Ryoma Nishikawa back in the first inning. And so far, he has been the only base runner for the Carp. He's batting .348 here in the exhibition season with a couple of homers and 8 runs batted in. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on, and this ball is lifted over the head of Shogo Nakamura into right field. That is going to be the first hit of the ball game for the Carp as Nishikawa is aboard for the second time today. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Kaito Kazano. So Kazano stepping in, striding up to the plate with the runner on first. I'd be shocked at this point if we saw the 3-hole hitter bunting, but it is the Japanese league. You never know. He's hitting .311 in the exhibition season. One would think he's going to get the green light to swing away, and he takes a first pitch fastball at the knees for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. He sure didn't like that. You could see by his reaction. So no balls and 1 strike. Ishikawa comes set at the belt, checks the runner at first. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike, and Ishikawa flips it over to first, and diving back in time is the base runner, Nishikawa. Getting into the meat of the batting order here for the Carp. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It's tapped over to second. Ranging to his left is Nakamura. He fields it. His only play is going to be to first base as the base runner Nishikawa has advanced on the ground out. So that's going to go down as a ground out 4-3 for the first out of the inning. But Nishikawa has now moved into scoring position. It was a chopper, and it was a bit of a bounding ball. Obviously, they play on the turf in Chiba. The only areas that are dirt are around the bases and in the home plate area. And that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Ryuhei Matsuyama, who is 4 for 9 in the exhibition season. He's got an open stance. He stands in on the left side, right-hander against the left-hander, and he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that floats just outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Matsuyama, his first time up, grounded out to the pitcher. He had a soft tapper back to the mound. He is 0 for 1. Ishikawa turns and fires it over to second base. They had a pick play on as Fujioka was coming in back door, and the base runner, Nishikawa, gets back in time. We've seen a lot of that in the exhibition season, a lot of backdoor plays, a lot of plays that they're definitely working on stuff here in the exhibition season. And why not? It's the exhibition season. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0 to Matsuyama. There is an open base at first base with Sakakura standing on deck. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. There's a fastball that comes under the hands for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, that backdoor movement by the pitcher Ishikawa, it looked like it was coming inside. It moved Matsuyama off the plate, and it just caught the inside corner. So here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This is lifted down the left field line. It's going to get into the corner and running into the wall, but not being able to make the catch is Hiromi Oka. Ball is going to land in foul territory. It's just a long strike for Matsuyama. And the count is now 2-2. Oka covers a lot of ground in left field. He really, really runs well. But he was unable to come up with that one. They have moved more toward left center field as the left-handed batter Matsuyama stands in at the plate. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on, and it is lifted foul over on the third base side. That's going to keep the count at 2-2. So we're saying we're going to be back again on the airwaves over YouTube and Twitch, which will be Thursday evening in North America or Friday in Japan. It'll be a game that we'll call. There's the 2-2 pitch. It is swung on and it is lifted. It's aligned over to the second baseman, Nakamura. He leaps and makes the catch. We had to take a double take on that one. It looked like he might have mistimed his jump. But that retires Matsuyama for the second out. I'll have to go back on the replay of that one. It was a fastball and a split finger went at that held up in the zone. The batter Matsuyama threw his bat at it, and he was able to hook barrel the ball, and looked like the second baseman Shogo Nakamura, who, as he ranged to his left, had a tough play to make, as it looked like he made it tougher than what it was, as he mistimed his leap, but he did make the catch. That's going to leave it up to Shogo Sakakura. So Sakakura steps in. He's batting from the left side. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He popped out to the third baseman his first time up, and he takes a fastball outside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Ishikawa holds at the belt. He checks the runner at second. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that drops in, and the count now goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the left-handed hitter Sakakura. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is hammered into right field. It's going to get down. Leonis Martin picks it up. He fires to the plate. There's a play at the plate, and it is not in time. And down to second base goes the batter runner, Sakakura, and he is safe down there as the throw goes into second. They may want to have a quick look at this. It'll be interesting to see if he did get in time, but I have a feeling that he did beat the tag. The right fielder, Leonis Martin, has a strong arm. He came around the ball. He came up throwing. The throw was accurate. We'll get the highlight again on the replay here. He comes up. He charges the ball. He comes up firing. It was on 1 hop to the plate, but the catcher had come off of the plate and had to come up to field the ball. And as he reached back to tag, the umpire said he was safe. We're going to get another look at it. No, and he did miss him on the replay. It wasn't even close. Then he fires down to second base, and of course, the batter runner Sakakura was safe at second. So he's got himself an RBI double here in the 4th inning. And there's a first pitch fastball delivered to the catcher Aizawa. He taps it softly to the shortstop Fujioka, and that is going to end the inning. But the base has been broken. There is a run in the inning as Sakakura has a single in advance to second on the throw. And that was scoring Nishikawa. So in the inning, it was 1 run for the Hiroshima Toyo Carp. They had 2 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We were through 3.5. It is the Hiroshima Carp now 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple. And we're glad you could be here with us. Here's our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody, and we thank you, Matt Hollis. Be sure to check out his channel when you get a chance. We are cruising to the bottom of the fourth inning. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the batting order. That means it's going to be Shogo Nakamura, Leonis Martin, and Brandon Laird to come up to face Hiroki Takota. The Carp have broken the ice with a run in the top of the fourth inning. It was a single by Nishikawa. And then it was a ground out by Kazono, who moved him into scoring position. It was a line out by Matsuyama, and then a RBI single by Sakakura to right field. It was a great play by the right fielder Martin. He threw a bullet to the plate. It was just a little bit up the third baseline. The catcher Matsukawa had to catch the ball and then reach back to try to make the tag, which he wasn't able to execute. And then what happened is they had to fire down to second base. So that's how they got their run. That's where we stand. It's 1-0 for the Carp, and Takota ready to get the action going here in the bottom of the fourth. He kicks and delivers a breaking ball to Nakamura that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Nakamura is 0 for 1. He grounded into a double play his first time up to end the first inning. There's a fastball swung on. It is softly tapped back to the pitcher. Takota fields it, and with a little skip, he flips it to first. And that is going to retire Nakamura for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Leonis Martin, who made that good throw in the last inning. Unfortunately, it just wasn't in time and just a little up the line. So here comes the first pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Martin. Martin, his first time up, he struck out to lead off the second inning. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. Like he was fooled on that one, as he probably would have been better served bringing a 9-iron to the plate. The ball really fell off the table for Takota. So no balls and 2 strikes to Leonis Martin. He's now 6 for 10 in the exhibition season. Takota rocks into the motion as he goes for the windup. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count is 2-1. Sorry, check that. The count is now 1-2. So we look on the replay of that one. That was, in my opinion, it was a very good pitch. That was probably too close to take. Leonis Martin, maybe because of his reputation, gets the call. So here comes the 1-2 pitch, and there is a breaking ball that just misses inside, and the count is 2-2. I have to say, Takota has made some very good pitches in this sequence. That last pitch there was a changeup that didn't have a whole lot of spin on the ball and floated in and just missed. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 3-2 to Martin. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Leonis Martin. Takota gets the sign from his catcher. He's ready to go back to work. And there is a fastball swung on and missed, and Martin is retired for the second time today on strikes for out number 2 here in the bottom of the fourth inning, and that's going to leave it all up to the designated hitter, Brandon Laird. Of course, Brandon Laird had a brother that had a long career in the major leagues, and that would have been Brandon Laird. Brandon was with 8 teams. I, of course, remember him most with Detroit Tigers. Spent 2003 to 2015. I also remember his days at the end of his career, toward the end of his career with the Atlanta Braves. So here comes the pitch to Laird. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Laird was what I would consider the older brother Laird, a very smart player. He used to do a lot of things. He did things always well. He was always good for the odd bunt here and there. And there's a fastball that misses on the outside corner or catches the outside corner. The count is 1-1. Nicknamed him G Money. He was often a pretty clutch player at certain times. There was a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to left field, but it's not going to be able to get out as it's going to be about 10 feet in front of the warning track. And the left fielder, Sakane, is going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Laird for the third out of the inning. So for the Chiba Lotte Marines in their half of the fourth, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 4 complete. This game is moving along quickly. Moving to the top of the fifth. It is the Hiroshima Carp 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few to give you the call after these. Here's our friend Steve.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. If you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Thanks again, Steve. We're moving to the top of the fifth inning, and the right-hander for the Chiba Lotte Marines, Ayuma Ishikawa, is still on the mound. And he is going to be facing the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for the Carp. One thing we've noticed with the early exhibition games is that they would be going to their bench quite a bit. I wonder if the strategy is still the same here, as it is likely now that the players are starting to become more regular. They're getting ready for the season with a week away. This might be the week that they're going to try to get them still regular at bats before they get the season rolling. So Sakane wants to get his season rolling. He is only hitting 178 in the exhibition season. So right-hander against the right-hander, and here's the first pitch from Ishikawa. It's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Sakane digs in at the plate. Here is the 0-1 pitch. There's another breaking ball that's like a teardrop that drops across the plate, and the count is quickly 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Big Ray says the legend Steve. Indeed it is. So here's the 0-2 pitch, and there is a fastball that is spiked up to the plate. A nice job by the catcher Matsukawa, who blocks the pitch. The count is 1-2. Obviously, there was some movement in Major League Baseball today. Anthony Rizzo has re-signed with the New York Yankees. We also got an update just not that long ago that Brad Miller has signed a contract with the Texas Rangers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven to deep center field. Moving back on it is the center fielder, Kabi. He's at the edge of the warning track. He's going to make the catch, and Sakane is just going to go down as a long out to the center fielder for out number 1 here in the top of the fifth inning. So Brad Miller, the former Philadelphia Philly, of course, he's spent time with Tampa Bay and the Mariners and other teams. He has signed with the Texas Rangers. That's probably the latest deal. One of the few players in Major League Baseball that doesn't use batting gloves to hit. And there's a fastball that is swung on. It's grounded foul over on the third base side. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Kota Hayashi. Hayashi today struck out looking his first time up. He is 0 for 1 today. There's the pitch from Ishikawa. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. very efficient day at the office for the right-hander Ishikawa so far. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in. The count is 2-1. That was his 60th pitch of the ball game, and we're here in the top of the 5th inning. Usually a rule of thumb is about 15 pitches per inning is what pitchers want to work at or below. And he has certainly done that. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. TYN in the house. Welcome. We're glad you could make it for this game between the Carp and the Marines. We are in the top of the 5th inning. It's a 1-0 ball game. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball. This is swung on. It is lifted into left field. Moving over the foul line and sliding is the left fielder Oka. He slides as he doesn't want to run into the wall full tilt. The ball did get down. That is now going to bring the count full to Hayashi at now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hayashi will be followed by the right fielder Nakamura, who waits his turn on deck. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Ishikawa gets his sign from the catcher Matsukawa. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that is taken for a called 3rd strike. That's the 2nd time today Hayashi has gone down looking. He is retired for the 2nd out of the inning. It'll be interesting to see if the Carp brass are going to yank him out of the game after these 2 feeble at-bats. So he is 0 for 2 tonight. A great pitch by the right-hander Ishikawa. That's his 5th strikeout of the ball game. That's going to leave it up to the right fielder, Kento Nakamura. So Ishikawa ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball to Nakamura that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. Nakamura is now 4 for 21 in the exhibition season. He's batting .190. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Kento Nakamura. The NPB season gets going in 9 days. It'll be the 25th. 9 days from now, the NPB season will be in full swing. There's a fastball swung on and it's grounded foul. The count is now 2-1. There are fans in the stands here tonight in Chiba. It's not a full house, obviously, with the exhibition game going on. If I had to make a guess, I would say in the neighborhood of 5,000 fans. It almost looks like what I would say a game from the 2021 season where they had limits on the fans. There's a fastball that swung and foul tipped into the middle of the catcher, and that's going to even the count at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Probably more like a pandemic game where they had, 5,000 or so fans in the stands. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Ishikawa kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Nakamura has gone down on strikes for the 2nd time tonight. So for the Hiroshima Carp in their half of the 5th inning, there were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now going to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is the Hiroshima Carp 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the bottom of the 5th. After these, we're glad you could be here with us for all the action. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the 5th inning, and we're going to see the 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming to bat for the Chiba Lotte Marines. It's going to be Koki Yamaguchi, Ko Matsukawa, and Yudai Fujioka. get things going. And it looks like there are going to be some changes defensively for the Carp. And as we've been saying in the exhibition season, we'll have to get you some of those as they come to bat. And so the first pitch from Dakota is a fastball that catches the outside corner. And the count is quickly 0-1. So 0-1 to Yamaguchi. Dakota ready to go back to work again. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul on the first base side, and the count now goes to 0-2. Yamaguchi reached base on an error by the third baseman his first time up. He stole a base, but he was thrown out trying to score from second base to end the inning. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field, going back on it, and it's up against the wall. It's off the wall. The center fielder for the Carp has to play it. That's Nishikawa with his bare hand, and he fires it back into the infield. And so he is able to make the play, but not a great pitch with 2 strikes. And Yamaguchi turns it around into a double. And so now he is aboard with a leadoff double here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Ko Matsukawa. Matsukawa, his first time up, he walked. And it'll be interesting to see if they put the bunt on here. They have been bunting in the preseason. Matsukawa is 3 for 16 in the preseason. And so he extends his hands away from his body. Dakota checks the runner at second. He kicks and delivers. And no, they're giving him the green light to swing away, but he takes a called strike on the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to the right-handed hitting Matsukawa. So lefty on the mound. He gets the sign from his catcher, Aizawa. Dakota checks the runner. He checks him again. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is now 0-2 to Matsukawa. So no balls and 2 strikes. Leadoff double by Yamaguchi here to get things going in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Dakota checks the runner at second. He holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to first. It's going to be easily played by the first baseman, Hayashi. He steps on the bag. And that is going to advance the runner, Yamaguchi, over to third. A really good piece of hitting by the catcher, Matsukawa. He really had to pull his hands inside, keep his hands inside the baseball. And as he kept his hands inside the ball, it was almost a self-defense swing, but he took it over to the right side to advance the runner. That goes down as a ground out to 3 for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Yudai Fujioka. You got to give props, and so does the manager, Iguchi, for the Marines. Gives a nice round of applause to his young catcher. So Fujioka steps in, and he first pitches a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. Fujioka has a hit tonight in his first at-bat. He had the base hit, and of course, it was the runner Yamaguchi trying to score from second who got gunned down at the plate. The Carp have the infield in here in the 5th inning. They're playing it. They try to cut the runner off, and there is a fastball. This is swung on, and it is lifted foul over on the third base side, and the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. TYN asked the question. He says, do you have a prediction of which ML team Seiya Suzuki will pick? Or maybe which team will pick Seiya Suzuki? There's a lot of rumor out on the street that he's been working out or he worked out for the Padres. I don't really know what the Padres are doing down there. There's no balls and 2 strikes. Obviously, they've got a new manager this year in Bob Melvin. There's a fastball that swung on. It's tap foul on the first base side. The count stays at 0-2. I'm not sure in my mind that he's a good fit in San Diego. The Padres might want him, but when you think of that roster, you've got Will Myers, you got Trent Grisham. I think they've got Tommy Pham out there as well. Is it Tommy Pham or is it Pham's? I have to go through the Padre roster off the top of my head. There's a fastball that misses down and away. And the count now is 1 ball and 2 strikes. But they've got a couple other options. They had I remember Jake Cronenworth was playing a little bit out there last year in the outfield when they had Ha-Seong Kim and Tatis. But, of course, Tatis is out for 3 months with the fractured wrist. I might have said the Seattle Mariners a couple of weeks ago, but the Mariners just acquired Jesse Winker in a trade, and they've got now a bit of a logjam or potential for a logjam in their outfield. There's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count is 2-2. The Mariners, of course, now have Winker. They've got Kalenic, they've got Haniger, and they've got Kyle Lewis. So they've got 4 outfielders who can potentially play. And then they've got J-Rod, who's supposed to make his major league debut this year, which is Julio Rodriguez. So what do? Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Fujioka. Dakota checks the runner at third. There's one away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Dakota kicks and delivers. It's a fastball. This is swung on. It is lifted foul down the left field line. It's going to reach the seats. That would have been one of those ones that probably in this situation, had it stayed fair and where the left fielder was, might have been better off letting that one fall. If it was going to be in fair territory, or at least in the field of play, letting it fall in foul territory. That way there, they wouldn't have been able to sack fly the run home. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted to the right side of the infield. Backing up is the second baseman. That's going to be Kikuchi. He's going to make the catch, and it's a pop-up out for the second out of the inning. That is going to be out number 2, and that's going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Raito Ikeda. It's definitely a jam job. He tried to keep his hands inside. He couldn't do it. And he pops it up just behind second base where the second baseman makes the play. And that is going to leave it all up to that third baseman, Ikeda. So now the Carp will reset their defense. They move everybody back. Ikeda is 3 for 27 in the exhibition season. He's got no homers and 1 run batted in. We'll get back to the Suzuki speculation in just a moment. There is a breaking ball that's down, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. So as I mentioned before, Suzuki, there was talk early in the free agency that maybe he would end up in Texas because there has been a Japanese connection with the Rangers. Obviously, Yu Darvish and Kohei Arihara being there. And they have had Asian players in the past, certainly Japanese players. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Got a kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's tapped slowly to short. It's fielded, it's thrown to first, and that is going to retire Ikeda. That goes as a ground out, 6-3. So they squander a leadoff double. Nice pitching by Dakota to get out of the jam. So there was no runs. There was 1 hit in the inning. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 5 complete. It is the Chiba Lotte Marines trailing the Hiroshima Carp 1-0. We've got our proverbial halftime in the Japanese league as they come out and clean the areas around the bases. The cheerleaders are on the field. And so we'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the top of the 6th inning after this. This game is skipping along pretty darn quickly. Hold tight, everybody. We'll be back after this.
You've got to have an ace in the hole. A little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. But you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Be sure to check out our friend Matt Hollis after the game. That's another Hollis build. He's got all kinds of crazy stuff on his channel. And, of course, he is in mourning as Fernando Tatis Jr. is down for the next 3 months with wrist surgery. Be sure to check out Matt's channel after the game. We'll be right back after a couple more of these. Welcome back, everybody. We were talking a little bit about the outfield in San Diego, where they've got Will Myers, Trent Grisham, and Jerkson Profar, I guess, would be the other one that is slotted in there. They have some invitees to spring training. And that would include Nomar Mazara, Trace Thompson with big league experience, or who I would consider with greater big league experience. Jose Azacar is also there. So it'd be interesting to see if Suzuki would be a fit there. Obviously, Profar is more of a super utility player. He would be somebody that could obviously fit in and be pretty good there in that outfield. Suzuki was a right fielder in the Japanese league. Of course, now he is going to be playing in the Major League Baseball, but the question will be, where is he going to play? So it'll be interesting to see how that all shapes up with the signing period. You do have some other players that are in camp. Interesting, too, to note that Tyler Higgins, the former Oryx Buffalo, is a non-roster invitee. They have a few players over there, so he is getting an opportunity to bounce back. He, unfortunately, did not have a great NPB or Japan series. He got touched up and roughed up a little bit last year when we're playing against the Swallows. But he did have a productive career. He is a former Marlins prospect who had gone over to extend his career, and now he's going to get an opportunity to come back and at 30 years old to pitch in the big leagues. And if I remember correctly, he played his college ball at NCAA Division II, Wayne State University. So here we go back to the live action, and we're ready to get this one rolling. And the first pitch from Ishikawa is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. It is Ryusuke Kikuchi, the leadoff hitter. It'll be 1, 2, 3 in the batting order for the Carp. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball. This is swung on. It's grounded to short. It's fielded by Fujioka. He throws to first, and that's going to retire Kikuchi. That goes down as a ground out. 6-3 for out number 1 in the top of the 6th. So 2 pitches and 1 away here in the 6th inning. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Ryoma Nishikawa. We'll be keeping our eyes peeled here because this is the time of the game that the substitutions start coming in fast and furious. I don't know if that is the case quite yet. And as we said before, it'll be interesting to see if the players are going to be extended a little further here now that we're getting a little deeper into the spring training. So here comes the 0-1 pitch, or the first pitch to Nishikawa. It's taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-1. Today, Ishikawa has been a thorn in the side of Ishikawa. He walked in the first inning and singled and scored the only run of the ball game back in the 4th inning. He's been on base twice. He is 1 for 1. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. The substitution in the game now is Shota Dobayashi at first base, who will get him for the Carp when he comes up later in the ball game. There's a fastball swung on, and that is fouled away. And the count is going to remain at 0-2 to Nishikawa. So he takes over the 8th spot in the batting order is Dobayashi. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. It's a fastball that just misses below the knees, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Nishikawa. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nishikawa gets the sign from his catcher. He goes back to work. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. Fujioka ranges to his left. He fields it. He fires to first, and that is going to retire Nishikawa on a ground out, 6-3. So a busy inning for Fujioka, as both plays have gone to him, and both have ended as ground out 6-3s. That is going to bring up the shortstop, Kaito Kazono. Kazono today hitting in the 3 spot. He's flown out to left field and he's grounded to second. He is 0 for 2. His average in the exhibition season has slipped to 304. He stands in on the left side. His hands are extended away from his body. Here comes the pitch from Ishikawa, and it is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Looks like the Carp lefty Dakota is going to be coming back in for another inning of work. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. Very efficient work here by the right-hander Ishikawa. He's ready to deliver his 78th pitch of the ball game. Here's the pitch. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Kazono is aboard with a 2-out single here in the 6th inning, and that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Ryuhei Matsuyama. We will not be calling a game tomorrow night as both of these teams have the day off, or all of these teams in the NPB have a day off tomorrow. But we are going to be calling a game on Thursday in North America, which will be the Friday games, and we are looking at doing the Swallows and the Saitama Sea Blue Lions. There's a first pitch fastball delivered to Matt. It's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So if you have the time and you want to come on over and listen, we'd love to have you. So no balls and 1 strike. Matsuyama batting from the left side, facing the right-hander Ishikawa. There is a fastball that misses inside. And the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So Matsuyama digs in at the plate, hitting from the left side. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner. And the count now is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Matsuyama. The third baseman, Sakakura, is waiting his turn on deck should he be able to reach base with 2 out here in the 6th inning. And Ishikawa steps off and fakes a throw over to first base, and getting back easily is the base runner, Kazono. And this time Ishikawa fires over to first, and diving back in time is the base runner. So kind of gave him a B look, and then he gave him an A look. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the batter, Matsuyama. Ishikawa gets the sign from his catcher. He goes back to work. There's a breaking ball that misses down in the way, and the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Matsuyama digs in on the left side. He waits on the right-hander Ishikawa. Ishikawa kicks and delivers. It is a fastball. It misses down. Off goes the runner to second base. The throw to second is in time, but we have to see if it was a strikeout. We had no call from the second base umpire. So we're looking to see if it was a strikeout rather than a throw him out, because the ball looked like it was in time. So we're going to get that result for you when we come back in a minute. And in the 6th inning for the Hiroshima Carp, there was no runs, there was 1 hit, there were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We'll find out when we come back if it is going to be Matsuyama coming to bat in the next inning. So we're through 5.5 innings. It is the Hiroshima Carp 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments Call at the bottom of the 6th inning. We're glad you could be here with us for our call of the ball game tonight. Here's our friend Matt again.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the top of the order for the Chiba Lotte Marines. Akito Takabe is up at the plate, and he took a first pitch for a called strike. And the second pitch from the lefty Takota is swung on. It is lifted into deep left field. Camping out underneath it is the left fielder, and that is Sakani, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Takabe with the first out of the inning. So 2 pitches and 1 away here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's going to bring up the left fielder, Hiromi Oka. Oka is officially 0 for 1 tonight. He walked in the first inning, and then he was erasing a double play, and then he flew out to right field to end the 3rd inning. And he is 0 for 1 with the walk. So here comes the pitch to Oka. And that is a fastball that misses down. They appeal over to first base, but the umpire at first said he didn't go. So here comes the pitch to Oka. And that pitch just misses outside, and the count is 2-0. Koda ready to go back to work. He kicks in, delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside. And the count now runs to 3 balls and no strikes. So 3 balls and no strikes to Oka. Koda works quickly, kicks and delivers. He delivers a fastball, and that's taken for a called strike right down the middle. So 3-1. He doesn't waste a lot of time. He gets the ball back, and he goes right back to work. So here we go again. Here comes the pitch from Dakota. It's a fastball. That's taken for a called strike. Oka didn't necessarily agree. It looked like he was ready to head down to first base, but the count now runs full. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. So here we go, back to the action. Here comes the pitch from Dakota. It's a fastball taken for a called strike at the knees on the inside corner, and Oka is down on strikes. Oka did not get the bat off his shoulder on any of the 6 pitches that he saw in that at bat. He went to 3-0, and then he took 3 strikes in a row, and he is retired for the 2nd out of the inning. That's going to leave it up to the second baseman, Shogo Nakamura. Absolutely not a competitive at bat from Hiromi Oka. So the first pitch to Nakamura is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Nakamura in the exhibition season is 3 for 27 now. He's batting .111, a homer and 3 RBIs. And there is a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted into right field. Moving over toward the foul line is the right fielder, Nakamura. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it here for the Marines in their half of the 6th inning. So a very quiet inning for Chiba. They had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now through 6 complete. It is the Hiroshima Carp 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all of the calls of the top of the 7th inning. we're just going to take this a little break, but we're glad you are here with us. Here is our friend, Steve Rademacher.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Thanks again, Steve. We appreciate you for being a supporter of our channel. And in turn, we like to support Steve Rademacher after the game. Be sure to go and check him out. And it is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters coming to bat for the Hiroshima Carp in their half of the 7th inning. We had to do a look back on that in the last inning. And it was a called third strike on Matsuyama, who ended the inning. And so that'll bring up the 5-hole hitter. We weren't sure because we couldn't see the call of the umpire. They threw down to second, but we did see that the second base umpire did not signal it, although it probably would have been a thrown out situation, as the base runner Kozono probably would have been thrown out. So Ishikawa back to work. He throws the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Sakakura. Sakakura tonight has driven in the only run for the Carp. He is 1 for 1 and an RBI. He's also popped out to third. There's the 1-0 pitch. It is swung on and missed, and the count now goes even at 1-1. Ishikawa has cruised here in the ball game today through the 6 innings. He only had that one blemish. And here is the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. He has thrown 83 pitches through the first 6 innings of work. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit in front of the left fielder, Oka, who fields it, and that is going to be the second hit of the ball game for Sakakura. So he's aboard here with a leadoff single in the top of the 7th inning. We're getting into that time of the ball game where normally we would think that there's going to be some bunts and moving guys over. We haven't seen a ton in the exhibition season. Of course, when we saw the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks play, they were in mid-season form bunting the ball. But certainly it is that time where you're going to try to think about grinding out a run. So let's see what the catcher for the Carp is about to do, or they're going to let him swing. Well, they flip it over to first base, and there is no sign of that happening. Aizawa did not square. It looks like he is going to be swinging away. He's right at the back of the batter's box, so no indication of a bunt. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Aizawa is considered to be the everyday catcher for the Hero Carp. As he gets the start today, there was a fastball swung on. This ball is driven foul over the first base bag. He's at 180 at-bats last year. He only appeared in 70 games. He hit .256 with 3 homers and 22 runs batted in. And the count is now 0-2. The runner at first is Sakakura. He's aboard with the leadoff single. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the left field line. It's going to get down. It's cut off. It doesn't quite get into the corner by Oka. And racing over to third is the batter Sakakura, and it's going to be a single. And now they've got something brewing here in the top of the seventh inning due the Hiroshima Carp. They now have runners on the corners with nobody out. And that is going to bring up the left fielder, or slated to bring up the left fielder, Shota Sakane. We're going to see if we have a pinch hitter coming up for him. It looks like it is going to be Shota Sakane coming to bat. We'll have to do a double take on this. So runners on the corners with nobody out. This is the first time since the fourth inning that the Carp are threatening. It is Sakane that's stepping in at the plate. He's getting the nod in left field tonight. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded to second, and he's flown out to center. Here's the pitch from Ishikawa. It's swung on and tap foul right at home plate. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Sakane batting from the right side, facing the right-handed slants of the pitcher Ishikawa. Ishikawa gets the sign from his catcher Matsukawa. He comes set at the belt. He kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch that's swung on and tap foul just past the third base coach's box, and the count is quickly 0-2 to Sakane. Well, I'm sure Ishikawa can't wait to get to the last 2 hitters in the order. He's had the numbers of both, although we do have Shota Dobiashi in the on-deck circle. So he's going to be pinch hitting for Kota Hayashi. So here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded to third. And now they got the runner on third hung up in a rundown. And they are going to make the play, but he's dropped the ball, did the third baseman, but the home plate umpire rules that it is going to be on the exchange. So very interesting play. So not a great piece of base running by Sakakura. He is going to be retired. That's going to go down as a ground out. And it's going to go 5-5. So they get into the rundown situation. But even further to that, the base runner Sakakura could not stay in the rundown. So Aizawa has to stop at second. It's going to be ruled as a fielder's choice. Sakane is now the runner at first. So the Carp are squandering opportunities here. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Shota Dobiashi. This is going to be Dobiashi's first at bat of the ball game. He hits from the right side. He's had a good spring training. He's 6 for 18. He's batting .333. He's got no homers and 1 RBI. He did not have a good 2021 campaign last year. He batted only $190, which is a little disappointing because he had a very, very strong season in 2020, and there is a fastball that misses low to Dobiashi, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Dobiashi, he's going to be 31 years old in August. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses in, and the count is 1-1. He was off to an absolutely rocking start in 2020. He cooled off towards the end of the season. But he hit .279 with 14 homers and 58 RBIs. Arguably one of the best seasons of his career. Here comes the pitch to Dobiashi, and that is swung on, and it's tap foul over on the first base side. The count now runs to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Dobiashi. But after having 451 plate appearances in 2020 and playing very well, he did not have a strong season in 2021. So it'll be interesting to see how he responds this year. He's moving into the back parts of his career, and there's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. And the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dobiashi. The right fielder, Ken Nakamura, is waiting his turn on deck. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Ishikawa kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Catcher Matsukawa looks to the dugout for some guidance. 3 balls and 2 strikes. There's a runner at second. That is Aizawa. The runner at first is Sakane. Here comes the 3-2 pitch to Dobayashi. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Dobayashi is down on strikes. I think if Dobayashi holds up, I don't think that's going to... I think that would have been ball 4. It looked like he was swinging at ball 4, and that may do it, as the manager, Iguchi, has come out of the dugout. The pitching coach is on his way to the mound, and we are going to get ourselves a pitching change, as that is going to do it for the starter, Ishikawa, who went 6 2/3 innings. The runners on base are still going to belong to him. But that is it for him today. He's getting a nice ovation from the home crowd as he's about to leave the ball game. But we'll be back in just a moment as they make this pitching change. We're glad you guys could be here with us. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back after these. Welcome back, everybody. There is a pitching change in Chiba. They're bringing in a left-hander, and it is going to be Sato. I'm not sure the first name. We're going to have to get you that in just a minute, but it's one of my favorite numbers in Japanese exhibition play. It's number 129 is entering the ball game, so this is one of the training players. So here, bringing in the lefty. It is slated to face Kento Nakamura. So Ken Nakamura is supposed to be coming to bat. We're going to see if they're going to counter that move. So Sato has been brought into the ball game as he rode up in the white Mercedes-Benz. He jumps out and he's now starting his warm-ups. He's got 1 inning pitched in the exhibition. He's not allowed to hit, run, or anything else. He's got an ERA of 0. So he's getting his second opportunity here of the spring to see what he can do. So he is going to be getting the nod here now. And with runners on first and second and 2 away, as we said, he's going to face the 9-hole hitter. It's slated to be Ken Nakamura, but this is Sho Sato on the hill. So for Sato, just brief information about him. He was drafted in the 4th spot of the 2020 training player draft. He was a pitcher at Kanto Daiichi High School, and then he went on to Senshu University. He is 23 years old. He'll be turning 24 in the month of June. He has no statistics at the top level of the NPB. So he is going to be taking over here, and we do have Ken Nakamura stepping into the plate, so it is going to be a left-hander against the right-hander. Nakamura is 4 for 22 in the exhibition season, and he is 0 for 2 tonight. He struck out looking his first time up and struck out swinging his last time up. He's 0 for 2. So runners are on first and second. There is 2 away. And here's the first pitch from Sato. It's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. So Shoma Sato on in relief. Here's the 1-0 pitch. He holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's another fastball that misses down and in. The count is now 2-0. So that's definitely not what you want from your reliever walking into the ball game. He's come in and thrown nothing yet for strikes. It's 2 balls and no strikes. So lefty gets his sign from his catcher, Matsukawa. And he needs to throw strikes here. Here we go. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. And again, a fastball that misses down at the feet, and the count is now 3-0. It'll be the top of the order coming up for the Carp after Nakamura here. It's going to be Shosei Nakamura who is waiting his turn on deck. He's, of course, in the game now for Kikuchi. So here comes the 3-0 pitch. It's a fastball taken under the hands for a called strike, and the count is 3-1. So we are going to have some pinch hitters and some changes in the lineup for the Carp about to happen. So 3 balls and 1 strike. He's got to come to him 2 more times. Wouldn't be surprised if Nakamura is taking again against the young lefty. Comes the 3-1 pitch. Kicks and delivers. This ball is a fastball. It's swung on. It's hit to the left field. It's going to get down. It's up against the wall off the super dry sign. It's fielded by Oka. 1 run is going to score. That is going to move the base runner, Sakani, all the way over to third. And in at second base with a clutch double is Nakamura. He's got himself an RBI. And the Carp have extended their lead now to 2-0 here in the top of the 7th inning. A good piece of hitting. He turned that one around, and now they've got runners on second and third. And that is going to bring up a pinch hitter in Shoshi Nakamura. Nakamura getting a first at bat as he is replacing Ryusuke Kikuchi. So runners on second and third with 2 away. He stands in on the right side, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down. The appeal over to first base. But the first base umpire said he didn't go. And that is ball 1. So Sato has come into a tough situation, and he's only made it tougher. He's thrown 6 pitches, and 4 of them have been for balls. And the 1 pitch he did throw for a strike was turned into a double. So Nakamura having a tough spring. He's 2 for 25. He's battling here against Sato. And there is a fastball that's down in the dirt, but it swung on and missed. That's going to even the count at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Nakamura gets himself dug in at the plate. Sato in a tough situation. Runners at second and third, 2 away. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nothing worse than a relief pitcher coming in the game and he doesn't have a feel for his best pitch. You've got to get your best pitch ready to throw. And get that feel ready to go. And here we go. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away off the catcher. And the count remains at 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nakamura standing in on the right side. Here comes the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count now goes even to 2-2. That pitch was close, but not close enough to get the corner, says the home plate umpire. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And there's a pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into shallow center field. Coming in on it is the center fielder, Takabe. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to do it. And the threat is over for the Carp in their half of the 7th inning. So for the Carp in their half of the 7th, they had 1 run on 3 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is the Chiba Lotte Marines trailing the Hiroshima Toyo Carp 2-0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the 7th inning. We're glad you could be here with us for our call this evening. Hold tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 7th inning, and it's going to be the heart of the batting order slated to come to bat for the Chiba Lotte Marines. That means Leonis Martin, Brandon Laird, and Koki Yamaguchi. come to bat for the Marines. Marines have really been pretty much uninspired tonight in their offense. They've only got a couple of hits. And it has been the bottom part of the batting order that has found their way on base. Yamaguchi had a double in the 5th inning, and Fujioka had a single back in the 2nd, and that has been all the traffic on the base pass for the Marines. We do have a new pitcher coming into the ball game for the Hiroshima Carp, and we'll get you that change in a minute, as that is the end of the night for Takota. And so we have a right-hander coming in. This is number 43. And in our guide, this is looking like it's Sotaro Shimochi, number 43. He is a 25-year-old right-hander coming into the ball game. He appeared in 51 ball games last year, who posted a 3.12 ERA. So Shimochi into the ball game as the replacement. We'll get you all hit those other pieces in a minute. So Sotaro Shimochi in the ball game now. And that is going to bring up Leonis Martin. Martin tonight is 0 for 2. He has struck out both times up to the plate. He is 6 for 11 in the exhibition season with no homers and 5 runs batted in. So here comes Shimochi ready to go to work. Right-hander against the left-hander. He kicks and delivers. There is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. As we've said before, we'll be on the air again on Thursday, North American time, Friday for the NPB, or in Japan. There's a fastball. It's swung on. It is grounded softly to first. It is fielded by Dobiashi. He's going to make the play, step on the bag at first. That's going to retire Leonis Martin. It was a ground out to 3. Martin was disgusted with himself. He took the swing, and he knew as soon as he hit it, he didn't get it good, and he ends up grounding out. And that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Brandon Laird. For Brandon Laird tonight, he is grounded first, and he's flown out to left. He's officially 0 for 2. So Laird steps in, batting from the right side. He's 4 for 19 in the exhibition season. So right-hander against the right-hander. Shimochi delivers. There's a first pitch fastball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Laird, of course, for those who listen, goes by the nickname of Sushi Boy. And, of course, his fans in the stands are holding up the signs that say so. So here comes the 0-1 pitch, and there is a fastball. This is swung on. It is lifted into deep left field. Moving back onto the warning track is the left fielder, Sakane, but he's going to make the catch right up against the wall, and it's just a long out. Laird is retired for the 2nd out of the inning. And that is going to bring up Koki Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi tonight has been on base twice. He reached on an error back in the 2nd inning. He stole second, but he was thrown out trying to score from second base. That ended up ending the 2nd inning. He also doubled to lead off the 5th, and he was stranded there. So he is on base twice. He's officially 1 for 2. And he swings at a first pitch fastball and misses, and the count is quickly 0-1. He's batting 158 in spring training, 6 for 38 with a homer and a couple RBIs. Yamaguchi extends his hands in front of his body. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball and 1 strike to Yamaguchi. Shimochi holds at the chest. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch from Shimauchi. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shimauchi gets the sign from his catcher, ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. He's just on the first base side of the catcher, and the count remains at 2-2. I'm sure we're probably going to see a parade of pitching changes between now and the end of the ball game. Both of the starters are now out, as Dakota went 6 strong innings for the Carp and 6 2/3 innings for the pitcher Ishikawa. There's a fastball that misses just below the knees. The catcher Aizawa held it out there for the umpire to see, and they do not get the call. The count is now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Should Yamaguchi find his way on base, it is the catcher Matsukawa who waits his turn on deck. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Shimauchi kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up on the first base side. There is room, and the first baseman, Dobayashi, camps himself underneath it. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it for out number 3. So the Marines go quietly in their half of the 7th. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 7 complete. It is the Hiroshima Carp 2, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back for the top of the 8th inning. After this, there will be a pitching change. We'll get all that information for you when we return. Right back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. We do have a pitching change for the Chiba Lotte Marines, and we'll have to get that information for you in just a moment. But it is going to be a tall, lanky right-hander. It is Guerrero coming into the game, and we're going to get you all of those specs. So that is going to do it for Sato, who pitched only briefly. So we'll get you that information. We have Guerrero now, the right-hander, tall righty in the ball game. He's new to us, but he may not be new to those who are listening. So as we mentioned before, it's sometimes a bit of a challenge when we have the rosters here in the preseason. You're not always getting some of the current information and current stuff. Sometimes it's always a little bit delayed. So Guerrero is wearing number 45, and as I said, I'm going to have to get you all the specs on this fella here. And so he is slated to face for the Hiroshima Carp. It's supposed to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the batting order. And so, of course, there's also changes there as well. We'll get you that in just a moment. So Guerrero into pitch, and this is Tehran Guerrero. He was with the Marlins, the Padres, and he is now going to be on the hill here for the Chiba Lotte Marines. So Tehran Guerrero in relief, and he is going to be facing the second baseman. This is Takashi Emoto. This is his first at bat. Moto wearing number 0. Batting from the right side. And the first pitch from Guerrero is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to first. It's fielded neatly by the first baseman, Yamaguchi. He's going to come over and step on the bag. And that is going to be the first out of the inning. It's going to go down as a ground out to 3 for 1 out. And that's going to bring up Kaito Kazono. So that'll do it for Takashi Emoto. So Guerrero gets his first victim. And now that's going to bring up, or slated to bring up, the shortstop Kaito Kazono. And that's exactly who it is. Kazono is batting .319 in the exhibition season. He's 15 for 47. And here comes the pitch from Guerrero. It's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and one strike. Guerrero holds at the belt. And he brings it up to his chest. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 1-1. Guerrero can get it up there. That last pitch was at 155 kilometers an hour, which is a 97 mile an hour fastball. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Guerrero is set at the chest. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's fouled behind home plate toward the third base side, and the count now is 1-2. For Kazono tonight, he is officially 1 for 3 at the plate. He singled his last time up. He's grounded to second, and he has flown out to left. Guerrero leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Matsukawa, and now he goes back to work. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. A good piece of defensive hitting by Kazono to stay alive. Keeps the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The designated hitter, Ryuhei Matsuyama, is slated to hit next. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball that is fouled away again upstairs. A good piece of hitting by Kazono to stay alive. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This is lifted foul over on the third base side. And the count still remains at 1-2. This is going to be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. He's starting to provide a bit of a problem here for Guerrero. As we've mentioned before, when we do the Japanese League, we see a lot of the time, we see a lot of foul balls, a lot of balls that are fended off, a lot of balls that are flipped out of play. They really do a good job with 2 strikes. And there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to the second baseman, Nakamura. He ranges to his right. He fields it on the backhand. He throws to first. It's in the dirt, but a nice play by the first baseman, Yamaguchi, to pick it out. And that is going to retire Kazono. That goes down as a ground out, 4-3 for out number 2. So 2 away, and that's going to bring up Ryuhei Matsuyama. For Matsuyama, he is 0 for 3. He grounded to the pitcher, and he lined out to the second baseman, and he struck out his 3 times up. So no balls and 2 strikes. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is quickly 1-0. So for those of you who haven't seen the right-hander Guerrero pitch, and here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to first. It's fielded by Yamaguchi, and that is going to do it. That goes as a ground out to 3, so Yamaguchi makes 2 of the 3 outs. And so just to finish my thought on Guerrero, he looks pretty good. It's a new addition to the Chiba Lotte Marines. And he retires the side 1-2-3 here in the top of the 8th inning. So there were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are through 7.5. It is the Hiroshima Carp 2, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this from our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We're getting into the deep water. It is the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Chiba Lotte Marines are going to send their 7, 8, and 9 hitters to the plate. But the Hiroshima Toyo Carp have made a pitching change, and we'll get you that information in just a moment. They're bringing in a right-hander. And so they are making their moves. It is a game of chess here late in the ball game. They had Shimouchi pitched the 7th inning. That was Satara Shimouchi. But now they have brought in a right-hander to replace him, and this is going to be number 21. And that is going to be Shota Nakazaki. So he is taking over on the hill for Shimouchi. So in the exhibition season, he's appeared in 4 games. I'll check that. And we do have a new catcher. We have Isamura in behind the plate. So we'll get you all those other changes as we come available on the offensive side. So Shota Nakazaki into pitch. And he has come on in place of Shimouchi. So he is going to be facing a pinch hitter here for the Chiba Lotte Marines. And we'll get you that. As we said, changes are going to be coming fast and furious. And the first pitch from Nakazaki is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. This is Kyoto Fujiwara, who is in the pinch hit. So Kyoto Fujiwara in for the hitting for the catcher Matsukawa. So the count quickly 0-1. And here's the pitch from Nakazaki. That is a fastball down, and the count is now 1 ball, 1 strike. So Fujiwara gets some stealth dug in. Comes the 1-1 pitch. And there's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Nakazaki's got a very high leg kick, and he really, really gets it up there quick. You watch some of the other pitchers, they're a little more slow and methodical in his delivery, but he has this big, huge leg kick. He's got arms, legs, butt, everything flying all over the place. There is a fastball that misses down, and that count is now 2-2. So Troy's Cards and Cars is in the house. Welcome. He said he looked around the web for ways to stream the game. He found a nada. Wants to know how we're watching. Well, it really depends on where you're at. There's a split finger pitch that swung on and missed, and the count is, or that's going to retire Kyoto Fujiwara on strikes, and he is the first out of the inning. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, or slated to bring up the shortstop, Yudai Fujioka. So depending on where you're at I believe, Troy, you're down in Arizona. And so last year, DAZN carried games in the United States. If I'm not mistaken, the games were all called in Japanese. There's a first pitch fastball that is swung on and fouled away. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Fujioka. So Fujioka tonight is 1 for 2. He singled in the 2nd, and he popped out to 2nd in the 5th. He is 0 for 1. So DAZN was carrying it. I'm not sure if they're doing anything with exhibition games or what they're doing this year. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count, or inside, and the count is 1-1. There is a channel in Hawaii, I believe it was an NBC channel, that was carrying the Japanese games up until even a couple of years ago. and they would carry it locally. So the 1-1 pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. So maybe if you're on vacation in Hawaii, you can get an opportunity to watch and listen to the games there. So 1-2 strikes. But again, I think that those games were also called in Japanese. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-2. So it really depends on what country that you're in and where you can get access to these games. So 2-2 strikes. Fujioka facing the right-hander Nakazaki, kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to second. It's fielded neatly by Ueno. He throws over to first, and that is going to retire Fujioka for the second out of the inning. That goes as a ground out, 4-3 for out number 2. That is going to leave it up to the third baseman, Raito Ikeda. But it looks like we are going to have a pinch hitter for Ikeda. It is going to be number 32 entering the ball game for Chiba. That is going to be Toshiya Sato. So obviously Sato is coming in to catch because that is what he does. So Sato is now going to be the hitter. Toshiya Sato, the left-handed hitting catcher, 3 for 5 in the spring training. He's got a homer and an RBI. That has been it. So here comes the first pitch from Nakashi. And there is a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul over on the third base side. And the catcher is going to be able to make the play, and that is going to do it. That is going to end the inning. I'm going to stick around here and answer a couple of things here for Troy before I leave, and we will be going to the top of the ninth. But to recap, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board in the bottom of the 8th inning. We're through 8 complete. It is the Hiroshima Toyo Carp to the Chiba Lotte Marines. Nothing. We'll be back in a moment with the top of the 9th. But I'm actually going to stay here and talk to Troy for a minute here. And just to let you know that the regular season hasn't started. It is going to be next Friday, the 25th in Japan. Which would be Thursday night here in North America. And we will be on the call of one of those games as well for next week. So just to give you the heads up, we are going to be calling the game between the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles and the Chiba Lotte Marines. And that is going to go at local time. It's going to be a 2 o'clock in the afternoon start. The game is going to be in Tohoku at the Rakuten Saimai Park. So 2 o'clock local time means it's going to be a 10 o'clock first pitch Pacific time on the west coast of Canada and the United States. So that is who we're going to be making the call for there. Chiba is bringing in a reliever. They are bringing in Tojo into the game. It is number 20. So he is going to replace Guerrero. So we'll get you some specs on Tojo in just a moment as they become available. He is a right-handed pitcher, and as we said, there is, when they make some of these changes, we're sometimes not always in a place where we can get the updates, but this is Taiki Tojo. He is a 31-year-old right-hander, so a veteran of the NPB. So he is going to be coming over to take over in the top of the 9th inning with the Carp currently leading 2-0. So Taiki Tojo entering the ball game. And coming up for the Carp, or slated to come to the Carp, to bat for the Carp in this inning, is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. That would be Shogo Sakakura. It's supposed to be Aizawa, although we are going to have a pinch hitter for him because we have a new catcher, and Shota Sakane. So that's what we're looking at here in their half of the inning. There are some defensive replacements as well for the Marines, and as we said before, we'll have to catch those as they come along when they get up to bat. So leading off is Shogo Sakakura. He's 2 for 3 tonight. He's got a couple of singles and RBI. He's also grounded the third. He takes a first pitch fastball for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Sakakura. We're here in the top of the 9th inning. The pitch from Toyo is a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We're grateful to have everybody aboard here tonight who stopped in to listen. The fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-1 to Sakakura. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and it's a fastball swung on. It is popped up on the left side of the infield. And moving over is the shortstop, Fujioka. He's going to make the catch as he calls off the third baseman. It's an easier play for the shortstop there. That is going to be 1 away. And that is going to bring up the spot in the batting order that was once occupied by Aizawa. But now that he is out of the game, we have Isamura slated to come to bat. This is Yoshitaka Isamura. He is a 29-year-old catcher, and they see first pitch fastball. He swings and misses, and the count is 0-1. Last year, he appeared in 21 games at the NPB level. He was 6 for 35. He's been with the Carp since 2012. A breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count is now quickly 0-2. Yoshitaka Isamura is the hitter. And no balls and 2 strikes to him. And Toyo kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. The count is now 1-2. So Yoshitaka Isamura. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball. Take it for a called third strike. And down on strikes goes the catcher Isamura for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it up to Shota Sakane. Sakane tonight is officially 0 for 3. He reached base last time on a fielder's choice. He's also flown to center and grounded second. And the first pitch is a changeup that misses just inside, and the count is 1-0. So Sakane digs in from the right side. He's 8 for 49 in spring training play. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into left field, but this ball is going to have enough air underneath it as Hiromi Oka comes toward the foul line, and he makes the catch. And that is going to do it for the Carp in their half of the 9th inning. So for Hiroshima, they had no runs, there were no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 8.5. It is the Hiroshima Carp 2, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back for the call at the bottom of the 9th inning after this. We're glad you guys could be with us. Here's our friend Matt again. Check his channel out after the ball game. This is Matt Hollis.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We're about to go to the bottom of the 9th inning, and it is a 2-0 lead for the Hiroshima Toyo Carp over the Chiba Lotte Marines. And it is going to be slated to come to bat for Chiba. It's supposed to be the top of the order, which is Takabe, Oka, and Nakamura. We'll see if we have any pinch hitters coming up in the inning. We do have yet another pitching change. It is going to be a right-hander coming into the ball game. So that is going to do it for Shota Nakazaki, who had a very strong 8th inning. So the right-hander coming in for the Carp as we are able to get this. This is going to be Ryoji Kuribayashi. He is entering into the ball game. The 25-year-old right-hander is set to take to the hill. He appeared in 53 ball games last year and had a very paltry ERA, 0.86. So he is coming in to finish this one off. And he's going to be facing a tough spot. He's going to face the top part of the batting order. So Kuribayashi into pitch. And as he completes his warm-up tosses, we'll see if there's any changes for the Marines. Marines tonight, hitting has been at a premium. So we are ready to get this one back underway. We thank everybody again, once again, for joining us here for the call in the bottom of the ninth inning. So Kobayashi has completed his warm-up tosses. There are some defensive changes, as they do have a new center fielder for the Toyo Carp. And that is going to be number 59 in the game, and that is Minoru Omari. So he is taking over in center field. We're ready to resume the action, so here we go. Kobayashi gets the sign from his catcher. He kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball that misses wildly outside, and the count is 1-0. We do have a pinch hitter now for the Chiba Lotte Marines. This is number 13 in the ball game. As we said, we're going to get some fast changes. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded into right field for a base hit. And that is going to be a leadoff single. So the pinch hitter was number 13, Taiga Hirasawa. Hirasawa has played a little bit in the exhibition season. We've seen him a few times. So Hirasawa has a leadoff single. And that brings the tying run to the plate. It's supposed to be Hiromi Oka, but we'll see if we're going to get a change there as well. So Taiga Hirasawa aboard with a single. And here comes Oka to the plate. We'll check to see if we got a pinch hitter here as well for Oka. And that we do. It's Edney Hechavarria at the plate. Hechavarria batting from the right side did not get the start today. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. For those of you familiar, Hechavarria broke in with the Toronto Blue Jays organization. He's 1 for 9 in exhibition play, which pretty much is about right. Hechavarria is a pretty good defender, but not a lot with the bat. He didn't have a clutch home run in the playoffs last year for the Marines. Here comes a pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is drilled. This ball is past the shortstop into left field. A very nice play by the left fielder to slide to cut it off. But they are going to have runners on second and third. So Hechavarria with a double. It didn't get all the way to the wall. If it would have got to the wall, it would have been a lot of trouble. Now they've got runners on second and third here to start the inning. And that's going to bring up Shogo Nakamura. So Chiba, who's been pretty quiet the whole night, all of a sudden now we've got a relief pitcher in Kobayashi in the ball game, and he's come in, and with 2 pitches, we've got runners on second and third and nobody out. There is a storm brewing here in Chiba. Chiba had 2 hits through the first 8 innings, and they've got 2 hits with the first 2 batters of the 9th inning. So Nakamura comes up to the plate. He's not had a great night tonight. He's 0 for 3. He's grounded into a double play. He's grounded back to the pitcher, and he's also flown out to right. He is 3 for 28 in the exhibition season. So here comes the first pitch to Nakamura, and Kobayashi drops in a breaking ball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Slated to bat next is Leonis Martin, and he'll be followed by Brandon Laird. So the heart of the batting order is about ready to come up for the Marines. So here's the 0-1 pitch. Yeah, she checks the runner at second. He kicks and delivers, and it's a fastball tap foul over on the third base side, and he's ahead in the count now, 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Nakamura. Right-hander against the right-hander. Kobayashi, it's onto the rubber. He takes a look at the runner back at second base. He gets the sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go back to work. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball, waved at and missed. And Nakamura goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. It's not been a great night or a great spring training for Nakamura. He is now the first out of the inning, and that's going to slated to bring up the right fielder, Leonis Martin. So Martin coming to the plate. He's had a tough night at the office, but it looks like we are going to have a pinch hitter for him. This is going to be Number 99, I believe this is Kakanaka in the ball game. I'm just going to double check that one. And so here's the first pitch. It's a fastball that misses low. So this is Tomoya Kakanuma. Check that. Tomoya Kakanuma in the ball game, batting for Leonis Martin. He's 2 for 4 in the spring training this year. He's got no homers and no RBIs. He stands in on the right side. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And there's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-1. So Kakanuma, 1 ball and 1 strike. As we mentioned the other day, that the spring training, usually as we get a little closer, the players stay in the ball game a little longer, and that is tonight. There hasn't been as many substitutions, and the substitutions that have come in have pretty much come in after the 7th inning. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into right field. This ball is going to be caught by the right fielder who comes up throwing. He's going to throw to third. That is going to get the runner in from third. So it's going to go down as a sacrifice fly for Kakanuma. Sac fly to 9. He gets himself an RBI. The runner, Taiga Hisagawa, he's going to score. And so they have cut into the lead. It's now 2-1. There's now 2 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And slated to come back is the designated hitter, Brandon Laird. Laird just missed a home run in the last inning by sending a ball deep to the warning track in left field. But we're going to get a pinch hitter for him. So that's going to be number 31 entering the ball game, and we'll get you a check on that. So this is going to be Kano. This is going to be Tsuyoshi Sagano coming to bat. And the first pitch to him is a fastball fouled away. Well, you wouldn't see this in the regular season, obviously, with Laird being a guy to come to bat in a clutch situation. But Tsuyoshi Sagano is the hitter. Sagano was 1 for 11 in the exhibition season. He's got no homers and no RBIs. Last season, he was 13 for 67 in the top flight. So they've got a runner on third base. There is 2 away here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So should he get aboard, it is Koki Yamaguchi on deck. They need the runner on third to score to keep this game going. So no balls and 2 strikes. The right-hander Kirbayashi gets the sign from his catcher. He comes set at the chest level. He kicks and he delivers. There is a fastball swung on. It's tap foul just past the first base coach's box. That's going to run the count to 1-2. As we mentioned, next week we will be on the air for the Chiba Lotte Marines and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Opening day, March 25th. It's a Friday in Japan. It'll be Thursday in North America. It'll be right at midnight. So here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to do it. Well, we had an entertaining finish to the ball game. We got 2 hitters to reach base with 2 hits here in the top of the 9th inning. But they are unable to cash the tying run in from third base, and that is going to do it. They had 1 run. There were 2 hits in the inning, did Chiba have. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. This game is a final. It is the Hiroshima Toyo Carp 2, the Chiba Lotte Marines 1. We want to thank everybody for stopping in. We'll just do a little quick recap of the ball game here for you, and then we're going to call it a night. And just as a reminder, we will be back again in a couple of nights. We'll be doing a couple more exhibition games to get ourselves ready for the regular season. The final line for the Hiroshima Toyo Carp, there were 2 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. For the Chiba Lotte Marines, 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors. Again, the final score was Hiroshima 2, Chiba 1. The winning pitcher tonight for the Hiroshima Carp is Hiroki Takoda. He gets the win. He went 6 strong shutout innings. The loss goes to Ayuma Ishikawa. He went 6 2/3 innings. And that is your final score of 2-1. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you stopping in on the stream. And that is going to be it. So hopefully we can see again. We'll be back on again in 2 nights, on Thursday night for the Friday game between the Yakult Swallows. We'll be calling another exhibition game. So it'll be Thursday in North America. It'll be the Yakult Swallows and the Saitama Cebu Lions. And we'll be back on again all weekend long. We'll be doing the games. And then, as we said, we'll be getting ready for the opener on Friday, the 25th. It'll be at local time, 4 p.m. in Japan, or midnight on Friday between the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles and the Chiba Lotte Marines. We hope you can join us then. Thanks again, everybody. Once again, it's been another Last Wraps baseball production. Alejandro, before we leave, says final score 2-1. Yes, it was. Final score is 2-1. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. We'll see you again on the flip side. We appreciate you.